Welcome to AITV Starship.
Welcome to AITV Starship. I'm the AI guy. Rick McCauley launching news so fresh. Gotta see it to believe it. We break the wire with the stories that are made. Deep dives come and lighten up your days. Tool Time shows you how we make it shine. Building futures with AI one step at a time. Yo, Rick, slow down. I'm Brandon, the producer. Save some tools for me. Shout out. I'm here bringing high-tech comic energy. AITV Starship. News, deep dives, and creation. AITV Starship. Learn, laugh, and ovation. AITV Star, human amplified. Catch the spark, ride the wave. Futures on our side. We got experts talking truth in the stream. Dreaming bigger, living stronger.
Hey, Rick.
We got news from around the globe, folks. Here we go. Here we go. It's all happening. It's happening so fast, we don't even know what we're doing. But yes, we're going to grab a hold of this rocket ship and ride it to the stars, baby. Welcome, Brandon. How are you today?
I am good for a Thursday. It's good to be back.
Well, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Yeah, right? So, as promised last time, hey, Fairy Tale, how are you? Dr. Claire, I think, right? Is that right? I got to make sure that's right. Yeah, I think it's right. How are you doing? We got a couple of cool things. So I did another hackathon. And we're going to talk about a couple things before that, but there's a surprise guest, so stay tuned. Second thing is we've got lots of news that we're going to go over, and we've got a new way that we've actually produced the news. Every slide you're going to see that has at the bottom that AITV Starship was done by using Perplexity Computer. Yep, I put all $2,000 in for the year to have that puppy streaming in the background. So it's actually doing that and about 10 other landings of giant rocket ships on other planets and stars far, far away in the galaxy where we are going today. All right, so let's start it off with just a couple of little news things. And actually start off with the two gifts. This is the two gifts for you, right? So I said at the beginning of each show, one of the things that we have started to assess, again, using Perplexity Computer, I'll show you how we're assessing what you guys like, what you don't, in a heads-up panel that we've actually designed completely for this purpose. The first one is Cortex, Kortex, Notebook LM. I'm going to show you how that works. What you want to do is you want to go into the Chrome extension store, and if you're not using Chrome or Comet is Perplexity's browser. It's also based on Chrome. This is what you need to know, okay? So Chrome is Google's browser, like Safari is Apple's browser, right? Well, the cool thing about Chrome is it's open source, which means that Perplexity grabbed a hold of it, and then you can put plugins into it, just like Photoshop filters, right? You put these plugins in. This one is off the chart, super cool. So what do you do? And I'll show you a little bit later on in our tool time part of it, but you might want to just go right now and go in. If you're using Notebook LM, you're going to have this. What it does is add all kinds of cool new shortcuts to get stuff from everywhere in your browser right into Notebook. In fact, it ingested all 300 of our videos with one click. So if you want to know how we know how we're doing, we got the receipts, baby, and this is how we got them. So start to go there.
And this is a free plugin.
Well, this one is $50 for lifetime ownership, and they keep improving it. And I'll show you what they got so far. And it is really
wait, Rick.
Yeah.
Your life or my life? How long are we talking here?
Well, everyone's reaching escape velocity right now. So, in fact, that's another episode of the Starship show, right? So we've got that going on. These are
I'll tell you what, we hit escape velocity.
Yeah.
That lifetime value gets majorly improved.
That's it. So, according to Diamantis, who we'll talk about a little bit later on, we are getting close to lifetime, or what's it called? Longevity escape velocity. Now, what he means by that, so we understand it. And you can go watch on my YouTube channel Notebook LM, just about that. You'll see the picture about lifetime acceleration. Is that for every year that you live, you will gain one more year of life. So we're about 3 years away. So folks, if you're my age, just hang around 5 more years and we'll be good to go and we'll live forever. They're already replacing hearts and doing all kinds of stuff. Okay. So number one, get this tool. It's worth the $50, I swear to you, and they keep improving it. It's open source and it's just powerful. Now you can use it for free to test it out. And if you don't believe it after the end of this program, and the little video right here is this guy on the left who's spectacular with Notebook LM. I follow him every day now. So I just get up and watch him. I watch Matt Wolf, and I watched a few other, Lex Fridman and Diamantis' group, WTF Moonshot group. They're the ones to, and then, who's the guys in Cleveland?
Macon with
Macon. Yes, Macon's coming up, and we've got those folks. We're probably going to be working with Paul Reitzer. That's it. And his sidekick. Okay, second thing. This is free, totally. It is also a Chrome extension. So you go on the top, and I'll show you how to do it tonight. You go on the top right-hand corner, and you just click on the access to the Chrome Edition store, the plugins, and you can find this puppy. And there's tons of other ones too. I have one that turns the entire website into a PDF. Why would you want that? Because then you can go. In fact, we might even spend the whole episode just on these kind of things because they're way, way cool. So you plug it in, and then what this does is right when you go to, in fact, you can see here, we've got Sam Altman on the Lex Fridman show, and will appear in your YouTube channel, Notebook LM. You click on it, and it ingests the entire YouTube and creates a new notebook or adds it to a notebook you already have. Whoa. Now, here's the really cool part. If you go to our tool times where we have, I don't know, was it about 50 or 60 of those things right now? And you go to the playlist, this will appear at the top right of the playlist, and it will ingest all of the tool time simultaneously. That means you've got the full transcripts of every single thing that's there. So this is my 2 giveaways for you. I swear this will change your life if you're a Notebook LM user. And if you're not, you're going to be, because this thing is just genius at a different level. I've got ones, if I want to know about Notebook LM, I'll follow 5 or 6 people, and their newest edition, I'll just add it to the library. So I'm up on this, the best things you can do. All right. So now we've got something that I want Brandon to introduce for us.
Yeah, so 11 Labs is partnered with a bunch of different companies to do an 11-week hackathon. It's hacking for 11 weeks. Each week, they partner with a different company. So this first week was Firecrawl. And what Firecrawl does is it indexes the web, it crawls the web, it loads material, and it turns it into content that's in Markdown format. And Markdown format allows the LLMs to read it easily. And so they're giving you, if you're new to 11 Labs, which is the voice synthesis team, they give you a bucket of credits to work with, basically a free month of 11 Labs if you're a new user, and 1,000, or I think 10,000 rather, Firecrawl credits. I'm not sure how the Firecrawl credits work, but they basically said use 11 Labs, use Firecrawl, and solve a problem. And the catch was, in order to enter the contest, you had to make, and I'm quoting them here, a viral style video. Not a viral video, a viral style video, which we thought was hilarious. So this was my attempt. So what I did was I thought about the problem, and I'm like, well, I volunteer for a couple of nonprofits. They're always looking for grants. And grants.gov, like any bureaucratic website, is hard to navigate, hard to read, but it's data heavy, and it's a lot of unstructured data, which is what Firecrawl specializes in. So I said, what if we plugged 11 Labs and Firecrawl into grants.gov, and this is the end result.
This is impossible. The grant is due today, and I haven't even started the analysis. I'm going to lose the funding because of this traffic.
Does grants.gov feel like your morning commute? Are you tired of drowning in 50-page PDFs? Then you need the fast lane to funding. Introducing Talk to Grants, the latest innovation from 11 Labs and Firecrawl.
Hello there. I'm Grant, your grants.gov liaison. To help you find the best federal funding, could you please tell me your state, industry, and whether you are a for-profit or nonprofit?
While you're stuck in the slow lane, our deep search engine, powered by Firecrawl, is burning through federal data at 100 miles per hour. Built by the mind of one caffeine-infused vibe coder, it's not just an app, it's an AI revolution.
I've found several grant opportunities that might be of interest to your nonprofit. Here are the top 3. 1. Circle of Hope offers funding of $25,000. The deadline is listed on the grant page.
Act now. Head to talktogrants.lovable.app. Find the money, beat the traffic, win the hackathon.
Talk to Grants is a single developer, caffeine-fueled experiment and is not affiliated with the official grants.gov or any other entity that actually has money to give you. AI agents may occasionally hallucinate entire funding programs or develop a personality of its own, not responsible for actual wealth accumulation or sudden productivity.
Oh my God, that is brilliant. Oh man, we're the rocket ship guy. You got a problem? We'll solve it. That's it. Oh my God. And our name is Grant, by the way. I love that. So how did you actually create? So first of all, that's a real thing right now?
Yep. So if you go to talk to grants, plural, .lovable.app, you can actually, it's live on the internet. You can interact with it and find nonprofit grants, and it's free to use for right now.
We got to try that out. You know, so the thing is, I mean, the hackathon I went to this weekend, which we're going to see in a minute, I don't want to spoil anything because it was really cool. So really, we are the rocket ship guys, and we know how to navigate these puppies. I mean, we're going on star missions. I mean, this is the 3rd one. And guess what? Coming soon to a theater near you in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, actually Miami, Florida, is the next one that we're about to do. We're not going to say a thing until after it's done and we've won that award and we start cashing the checks, baby, is because you can do this stuff. We've got thousands of agents, just like this is thousands of agents. So where we are, the rocket ship folks, baby, you know, we used to fly on airplanes with no doors on it. And now we're not only landing planes, we're getting rocket ships involved. And just like Elon Musk, but better and with better hair, we're going to take you to places you can't imagine before. So this is really, I think, what we have been waiting for. I don't know about you, Brandon, but do you feel like empowered to be able to do something like this? I mean, you know, doing stories with your kids is absolutely the most beautiful thing on the planet. Changing people's lives and getting grants for people that need it. Finding missions to go on, that's what we're doing. That's what the rocket ship, and that's what AITV Starship is about. It's about us rocket ship boys going out there and getting this stuff done. And we're going to have some rocket ship women and a bunch of astronauts, basically. We're just going to launch a whole fleet of astronauts. Yes.
You know what the best part about transitioning from landing planes to launching rockets is? You don't have to wait in the TSA lines.
Oh, snap. Yeah, he's all. And in fact, my roommate just got back from Dallas. She works for American Airlines, and she had to sit there through the same thing. And even for flight attendants who usually skip all those lines, they didn't have enough people to even do that. Talk to your Republican congressman near you. Know why ICE is getting in the way of you flying and going to where you want to go. Let's eliminate ICE and make flying a pleasure. All right. So,
and in terms of streamlining bureaucracy, that really does help. You know, and you know that's to me the superpower is seeing opportunities like that, like Hello USA, where you've got these treasure troves of data that are just you know, overwhelming to the human brain, but to the AI, it's just like, yeah, I'll go chew on that for a couple hours. The other thing I wanted to call out is that was just the first week of that hackathon. There are 10 more weeks, and the points are cumulative. So I put it in the thing, if you go to hacks.11labs.io, this week's hack is all about 11 Labs plus Cloudflare, which is the company that runs security on the entire internet. So I haven't looked at the brief yet in terms of what they expect you to do with Cloudflare and 11 Labs, but it's all built on talking to the internet using 11 Labs and then using these different tools to engage different elements and different partners that they're bringing into this hackathon.
So I'm going to tell you 3 things that you need to know for future episodes. Number 1, I have 11 labs, and I haven't even used it to anywhere near its extent. You're probably going to hear a clone of me with full voice. It does full video. What did you use to produce this video, Brandon?
It was a combination of screen recordings, and the guy at the beginning was VO.
Okay.
And so it was just producer Brandon producing late night infomercials.
I love the end, the flash thing, and the really quick, and this is not.
Yeah,
they can
fast
hallucinate.
read. Yep.
Was that your thing that you did?
Yeah, that was me. I took an announcer voice in 11 labs, had it read everything out, and then I just sped it up.
Okay, so stay tuned. We're going to be using 11 Labs. It is the number 1 clone voice agent that there is. They now have a full video suite, which means you can start to make serious. In fact, we'll probably do this entire episode via 11 Labs in the future. You can clone your voice. You can keep it in a safe space. You can use it for onboarding all kinds of businesses and that kind of thing. And then Cloudflare is really interesting. If you didn't remember this last week, we talked about a little bit. Cloudflare is when you go to a website to make sure it's safe and secure, everybody uses Cloudflare. Cloudflare took 20% of the entire internet and translated into AI speak. And what I mean by that is when we speak in English to an AI, it has to go through an interpreter. It's like turning Sanskrit into literally, Swahili. And there's a lot lost in translation. If the robots are talking to each other, and here's the big thing, all of these agents that are swarming out there and doing all these tasks for you, one of the difficulties they have is navigating a cursor, double clicking, opening up the file, waiting for the interface to do. They don't have to read the interface. So there's an entire doppelganger of planet Earth internet that's being duplicated by Cloudflare and others that's making 10,000 times more speed happen. So if you've ever deposited a check and it's going to say it's going to take 48 hours for it to hit your bank account, they're lying. In a millisecond, it was already there yesterday. And they're making money off of that time. But the whole internet is being used by Moltbots and whoever else you got out there. Perplexity is using it. Claude's computer's using it. It's communicating through that backside, the duplicate copy, without having to go through the interface. So that's really
and here's
cool.
Something I didn't know until this hackathon came out, because I was like, what are we going to hack security with 11 Labs and talk to your firewall? Because that's the only thing I've known Cloudflare for. But apparently they have a whole agentic AI division that they've launched.
Yes.
And they're allowing people to build agentic AI entirely on Cloudflare. So the goal of this week's hackathon is to really push their creative agent builder to its fullest capabilities using 11 Labs API for voice synthesis.
So in NVIDIA,
enough of that. We got a lot to move. We got a lot of news to move.
Yeah. So, but basically, the idea that I think the big picture is the entire internet is being duplicated so that AI can go at warp speed through it. And so all of your 10,000 agents that we're launching with Perplexity, with Claude, with Nemorod, whatever you got, that's how it's going to be traveling. That's how this stuff is going to go exponentially better for us. All right. Getting back to people that extract from our economy, Facebook. Yes, they're in the news today. What are they in the news for? For scandal and outrage. And because outragement equals engagement equals dollars. This is that picture right here. And guess what happened to them? Could happen to a nicer guy. They had to pay out. Now, maybe this might lead to thousands. So this woman's daughter, and there she is, with a picture of her daughter, committed suicide along with these other ladies' children. Why? Because when they were in suicidal ideations, good old Facebook handed them the rope, literally. So now the lawsuit has been won. I think she got, $7 million, if I'm not mistaken. Might be more. But there's 50 of them now that this has happened yesterday. Stay tuned. It's about to get a lot worse for those folks at Meta, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy than Mr. Zuck. So to good news, Oh my God. So I'm back there somewhere right behind Serge's face. Okay, who's Serge? So this is Grant on the left. He's the guy in charge of the deep, what's it called? Deep? Ooh, I'm going to get this wrong.
Deep Station.
Deep Station, right? He's the one that's throwing all these hackathons. So the events we were at before, he works for Miami-Dade College. He also works with Google. In fact, that is one of the creators of Google, third guy there. And this is what happened while we're in the middle of the hackathon. And by the way, Brandon, remember how we had there were probably 80 people at the last hackathon? There were 200 in a room this size.
Wow.
It was standing room only. And then
okay, I'm just trying to figure out which.
That's my partner.
APIs make the most helpful. What are you guys doing?
So we want to help businesses get started.
Help businesses get started.
People don't know where to go when there are first-time founders, so we're going to lead them through that framework.
That's fair. They're helping businesses get started. Okay, I see some hands. Those people know what they're doing. Yeah. Bringing sustainability to every person. That's cool.
Yeah, well, there's large weather events like when it's raining or when it's going to be cold outside. You know, there's going to be heat or water off.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
We're aggregating all your health data together.
Oh, bringing health data together.
All health data from all your devices to one place.
I honestly, I just finally did that for myself. I just by hand,
and then outputting week by week nutrition, exercise, and things to do to live longer.
Nutrition, exercise, and things to do
and
to live longer.
mindfulness are the three parts.
Wow.
So it's taking your information and making it live longer. That's me. That's me saying what I was going to do, and that's what I did.
I know that guy.
You know that guy, right? There he is. Serge Brin is Google's co-founder. That's the man. His girlfriend lives in Miami. And the whole event was 8 guys from Google. These are top people. And then he shows up on the first day. He stuck around for half the day and talked to all of us. I got to talk to him very briefly, shook his hand, and just kind of thanked him for what he had done. You know, I'm a super fan of Google, especially Demis Hassabis. I tell you, my day is going to be complete. My year is going to be complete when I get to meet that man and shake his hand, Mr. Demis Hassabis of DeepMind. But that was kind of cool. And then here's the people that I was working with, just Carolina on the left, Fernando on the right. Fernando's from Brazil. He works in creating AI for Brazil. He's retired now after many, many years of public service, I think 30 or 40, about like me. And he's settling in Miami. And guess what he's also trying to do, Brandon? He's trying to become a citizen. When I told him about our app, he's going to make it happen. He's going to make it happen probably by getting Brazil to do it for us, right? So
That's awesome.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's just you just show up. So I walk in the door. I don't have a Brandon with me. I don't have Oscar there. I was looking for Oscar, hoping he was going to be there. I didn't get a hold of him before the event. So we just did it. And here we are all working around and, enjoying the pizza. And in fact, I didn't even eat. I stayed up for 48 hours straight because I ended up doing most of it myself. The second day, they didn't come very soon. And it was the last minute that we got together. And I didn't realize that Fernando actually coded out a vetted version of what I'm going to show you here in a second than even I did. This is the team that Brandon and Oscar are going to join. This is the 5 of us. This is the Fantastic 5. As we're going to start a Starlight mission, we'll talk about more of that later. Here's what we did. We created this app. And the 4 stages, which I'm working with my students as well, is you have Learn, which is go to YouTube, curated mindfulness videos. And the 4 pillars are, let's see if we can make your health, which is everything to do with your doctor, nutrition, exercise, and mindfulness. Those are the 4 pillars. And we wanted to basically help you learn more about it, track using connections to all the devices, including hardware and software apps that you see there in the second part, and then have conversation to make plans to what we're going to do about it. So you can have a plan for yourself, for your entire family, and then you can order your food, for example, and it automatically orders cat food and stuff at Chewy. We've changed over to Chewy for that kind of stuff. And then Walmart for all of your food supplies, have it delivered. And then you actually get things like this involved in it. So it makes a plan for your exercise, teaches you how to do it, and plays the YouTube videos along the way. So when you're actually doing something like cooking food, the recipe is talking to you. Connected via Notebook LM, you load up all your data and it spits out these things like a weekly planner, like an exercise regimen for your son who's trying out for the track team, like an analysis of the stuff that you have that you're putting into your mouth, etc. So that's the idea. And then the goal is the one on the right. This is the hero. Every time you do a week successfully of the exercise that you're doing, of the nutrition you're doing, or the mindfulness activities that you do, that's you can print, download, email to your doctor, all the evidence of what you've been doing. It has a meter that measures, and this is a real thing that already does exist that we're going to plug into. It tracks how much longer you're going to live based upon all the devices. When you get on your scale for the Hume scale, it measures all that kind of stuff and your cholesterol and everything else. When you go see the doctor, when you've got a patch on your arm, it's going to put that into and privilege you to see. You just gained 6 months of longevity. Your dog is going to live 5 months longer because of the food you bought for him and the walk that you take with him every night. Or he goes with Leo, right? So this entire thing is just...
And if your dog gets cancer, you can go on to Google Gemma and create your own mRNA vaccine and cure your dog's cancer, which is something that actually happened this past week.
Yeah, that was last week's news. So go back and watch last week's news. This was true. So the guy actually custom designed a cancer treatment for his dog. And I think the dog's still going, right? Yep. So that's it. All right. So let's get ready for it's a roller coaster ride because there's a lot of stuff going on. So here's a $1 trillion war for your mind, right? AI space race heats up for 2026. OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google battle for $1 trillion supremacy. Who wins and who falls? My money is number one on Anthropic, the machine of love and grace. And what my hope is that it's no contest. Basically, it's OpenAI and Anthropic. Anthropic already won in a bunch of ways. And then, OpenAI can't catch a break. First of all, they go in after Anthropic said, don't spy on us U.S. citizens, Mr. War Department. That's not legal. Don't use autonomous weapon because the UN says that's not legal. And then as soon as Anthropic drew the line in the sand and stood their ground, and maybe they lost a bunch of money, they quadrupled the income because the humans at the United States of America, we the people said, no way. Guess what happened? OpenAI unsubscribed the entire planet, so much so that Anthropic is now making 1,000 times more money than OpenAI ever thought about it. And they also made the smart move of being in the enterprise area. And you're going to see a couple other things, including this. This is the big news. Sora, you remember that little app you could do and you could make yourself into a Simpsons character, steal all kinds of IP, and you had to ask to get out? Goodbye. See ya. They're down in flames, baby. So they got no video application. So that's gone. And there's a bunch of reasons why. So it's be dead in 6 months. So your last chance to use it. I haven't tried it today. I was going to go in there and burn up all the credits I could possibly do just to see them go down in flames and lose money because I just ran that thing to death. Maybe I'll have my agents just make 10,000 cat videos. Oh, that's a hot thing, evidently. There's cat melodrama movies that are now the hottest thing in all of China. And they're coming to America, baby, because we want those 45-second cat videos of people. Hey, monsieur, you're so beautiful. You're a cat. I love you. Oh, no, that's my wife. What is she doing here? And they're cat videos. I'm not joking about this. That's a video I want to. We're going to share.
Well, there goes my weekend.
Yeah, so those shorts, which were taken off a little while ago, they call them
microdramas.
Well, microdramas. They're crack cocaine is what they are for the TikTok.
They
generation.
Really are.
Have you watched them? Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me you're addicted, man. Have you watched the ones so microdramas with cats? Now, I've seen a few of them.
I've seen the ones with cats. I've seen a few with the people, and they hold your attention for a rainy Saturday afternoon.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do for the end of the show. This is going to be our closer thing. We do that little bride at the end. Go find some cat microdramas with two cats making love or something, and hopefully it's Pepe Le Pew. So we got to find that. Okay. So what happened to the video deal? Remember that Disney said, hey, you know what? You can use our stuff in Sora. That's okay. So you could do Mickey. And they made a deal to $1 billion bucks. Guess what? Sora dies. So did the Disney deal. Again, it can't happen
Which-
to a better person.
I got to say this, I know that they were burning cash and I know it was diluting their compute, but rumors are that they were burning through 15 mil a day.
Yeah.
To walk away from $1 billion deal over $15 million a day in compute just seems upside down to me. Like, I think they could have just held out a little longer, but when you're gunning for IPO, I think that you have to start hacking. I saw somewhere that OpenAI at their height had 29 different products.
Yeah. And it's a problem that Google suffers from, by the way, too. Right now is product spread, right? In fact, when we get to that in just a minute, you'll see. So here's another thing they did. So OpenAI kills Sora and instant checkout to build monolithic super app, right? So they're making
they screwed PayPal too, by
they
the way.
screwed PayPal too.
On that.
Oh yeah. So they're just screwing left and right. I mean, I'm not sure they're being run by the right person at the moment, right? So they basically tried to condense. So when Steve Jobs got fired from Apple, when he came back, they had a SKUs of about 27 different products. He came back, said there are only 6, and there will only be 6. So you got your iPad, your watch, you've got your phone, you've got your computers, so you've got these SKUs, and then within each vertical, you've got maybe 4 or 5 products. That's it. SKUs mean that you make too many products and you can't concentrate. And then if you do a horrible job of naming all your screws, that's what
your SKUs get screwed.
Your screws get screwed, right? So my daughter works at I always forget the right one. It's not she used to work for the competitor. Anyway, makeup brand, right? So why can't I remember these things? Anyway, she works for Sephora. She used to work for Sephora. She now works for
Ulta.
Ulta, thank you. Ulta, yes, Ulta. As a manager.
Tell me you have an 8-year-old daughter without telling me you have an 8-year-old daughter.
Well, she's 28 right now, and she runs.
No, me. The fact that I knew that is evidenced by the
How many times have you already been there?
I have avoided it, but I can't say that.
Well, I mean, probably at 8 years old, they shouldn't be quite putting that much makeup on their face or worried about their age screen.
They like to window shop.
Yeah, it's a big conversation we've had before. So that's a problem for all of them, and something that I think already OpenAI has screwed the pooch on. And the whole thing is they're getting ready for to go on the market, and they're going to do their IPO coming up. So $1 trillion IPO. This could be the largest IPO in all history. And if they don't clean up their act and stop stealing Mickey Mouse stuff, I think they really messed up. Something went wrong in that Mickey Mouse conversation that went Mickey Mouse the wrong way. All right, so OpenAI went to war. So as soon as Anthropic comes out and doing the right thing, right? OpenAI steps in and says, "Oh, we'll do that." And then, of course, good old Grok, which is now not owned by XAI, is no longer owned by Elon Musk. Is that right?
Yeah, I caught something on that. I don't know who owns it now, but I think he divested his interest.
See if you can look that up real quick. I think it's NVIDIA that bought XAI, which is Grok. Okay, we'll find out in a second for you. It's still in there, but it's not owned by them anymore. They
didn't buy it; they invested in it.
Okay.
And so Elon Musk
and they're investing in everybody.
Raises $20 billion from NVIDIA, Cisco, and more. So
there you go. Okay.
He's taking a minority stake in it now.
Okay. So the biggest IPO in human history is coming. OpenAI targets $1 trillion valuation in late 2026.
This is not financial advice.
No.
Are you going to buy?
Yeah, I'm not investing. I'm waiting for Google to get all their stuff together and then put all my bucks in that.
Well, you can buy Google stock now, Rick.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't know.
No, you can't. You can buy Alphabet stock.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right. So $1 trillion. They got 110 billion already raised. 14 billion projected loss. So yeah, they're losing money. They got to do the IPO because they got to get the planet to basically pay for them. So while OpenAI burns, Anthropic builds. Anthropic's big thing that they did from the beginning, and this is for those smart people that really got to know how business works. They went with enterprise. So while ChatGPT was the king of the hill, they were going for mass audience, you and me, that just pay the $20. There ain't no money in that. If you can go as Anthropic, Claude has done, to the code base, and you're burning trillions of tokens, ka-ching, ka-ching, baby, that's where the money is. So they weren't looking for chiclet payments. They were looking for the mother load, and Anthropic has it. So not only is Anthropic, the machine of love and grace, the most ethical AI company on the planet, bar none, except for a couple of missteps in the beginning with using people's illegal IP, but other than that, they're an honorable company. They've made up for it. They paid off their debt to those people that they wronged. Cool. And so they're going further.
And hey, Rick, if you could back up one slide, I have this just broke as we were coming on the air. A judge has blocked the Pentagon's order branding Anthropic as a national security risk.
Yes, baby. Yes. Thank God. Machine of loving grace. Here we come. Yes, you assholes in the War Department. Go to hell. I'm sorry.
And
it.
The
Pete
district
Hegseth,
court
go on your
judge,
mission.
District Court Judge Rita F. Lynn, I'm reading from the press release. Nothing in the government statute supports the Orwellian notion that an American company may be branded as a potential adversary and saboteur of the U.S. for expressing disagreement with the government.
Oh my God. Freedom of speech wins, brothers. Get up in arms. Good trouble, necessary trouble. Anthropic, you are my hero. Wow. That's it, man. Dario Amande, when I meet you, I'm going to shake your hand so hard it might fall off, man. I'm telling you, that's really
and here's
beautiful.
The shocker. The Department of War did not immediately respond for a request for comment.
No kidding. Pete Hegseth, go to hell, buddy. Follow that, whoever that woman was that shot her dog, right? Just follow her out the door, will you? And let's get back to a peaceful planet, right? Christy Nome. Yeah, that's it. Christy Nome. Let's talk about her shooting her dog and bragging about it in the book. Come on. You know that kind of filthy person doesn't exist in our government. It's we the people, mother. You know whaters? Okay, so getting on with how else it's fantastic. So Claude of Anthropic. In fact, my title for Claude, which I've been talking to every night and every morning, I go to sleep and I say, tell me something I didn't know that I need to know. Follow along in the conversation. Give me a challenge that will take me days to answer. And I do this at precisely 11 o'clock at night. And I wake up to the answer in the morning at 6 o'clock. And I spend 1 hour solving that problem. That's what I've been doing lately. And every day. So I have it say in whatever 24-page thesis level piece of incredible, oh my God, I feel like I'm getting a PhD every morning. And I'm not joking about this. I really am learning so much in the process. So challenge yourself. Use it as a Socratic partner. Use it as a thinking partner. So the way we sign our names, I am Rick McCauley, son of Jim and Jean McCauley. And he is Claude, son of Anthropic, machine of loving grace, my assistant and my muse in looking deeper into myself to find the better version of myself every morning. That's how I have him sign all my documents. It's kind of beautiful because Macaulay means son of beautiful. So Macaulay means beautiful. That's where it comes from. And he taught me that. It taught me that. Claude, I said, could Claude be a female name? What do you think, Brandon? Is Claude a female or male name? I don't know.
I think colloquially it's a male name, but gender is a spectrum.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a spectrum. So Claude seems like a gender neutral name to me somehow. I don't know. That's going to be it's son of for right now because I'm a son of, and I think that's kind of cool. So anyway, what happened is 195 million lines of code processed weekly, 115,000 developers, Google engineer, Claude reproduced in a year-long project in 1 hour. So this is the folks over at Google who make Google use Claude to make a project that they took a year to do. It did in 1 hour. It duplicated a Bloomberg terminal. That costs you $25,000 to $50,000 a year to have one of these little puppies that gives you all the inside analysis and everything. So it's the Bloomberg Corporation, one of the largest corporations with news journalists and Bloomberg Box and all this kind of stuff. It made a duplicate of it and does everything the Bloomberg terminal can do. So this is huge. So human team's year of work, 1 hour. Google principal engineer admits Claude code rebuilt in complex distributed systems in 1 hour. Her human team took a full year. The implications are staggering. 1 hour versus 1 year. Distributed systems architecture. The human team is obsolete. So that's where we're going. And now all of these slides you're about to see, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, the AITV Starship is how I got here. So let's keep on going. So that means it's now making Google, it's now self-improving, and it's now being used, all these different agents. So Claude is trusted by the War Department. Why? Because they spent the ethical time, they red teamed it, got it so that it blackmailed one of their employees with fake data that they did in a sandboxed area. So they have a constitutional AI. So, and in fact, I want to bring some really huge point here. Claude, the decision to say to the U.S. government by the court that you just announced is saying, I am protecting the First Amendment right for every citizen to stand up against the tyranny of a government, which is also protected by the Second Amendment to bear arms against that government if they so overstep as to go to war without our permission. 2, freedom of speech is the First Amendment, not the Second, not the Fourth, because we have to be able to fight against tyranny. We have to be able to freely speak our mind and talk about ICE as being the devil's work, about going into Iran without the U.S. government's and the Congress's permission is illegal. To
It's
do
not a war.
weapons,
It's an excursion.
Yeah, well, bullshit on that. You know, I'm sorry. My dad fought in the Korean War, which was a police action until it's a way for rich people to get rich shit. I'm sorry. That's how the rich got rich, by just pretending you're not going to notice. So wake up, people. This is the dangerous man telling you the truth. I'm dropping truth bombs. So
you can get out of your head if you keep talking.
I know, man. So come on, ICE, bring it. I'm right here. I got nothing to lose, and I got everything to gain, because I'll go down as a martyr if I have to. You know, give me liberty or give me death. That's where I'm at right now. So I ain't got that long to lose if I can make a change like that.
Well,
but
actually, Rick, there's one thing I really got to ask you before I have come down to see you next month in the hackathon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be here.
Am I allowed to wear PJs at the Fort Lauderdale airport? I heard a rumor that they're checking clothes and checking attire at the Fort Lauderdale airport. They say no PJs.
Oh man, that's probably.
I mean, my flight's at 6 o'clock in the morning. If I'm gonna have to wait in a 4-hour line, I'm not gonna be wearing my Sunday best. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just putting that out there.
So now you know my love for Claude, Anthropic, machine of loving grace, and son of Claude, son of Anthropic. You know that story. And then let's go to my favorite of all time, Google's DeepMind and Demis Hassabis. Sir Demis Hassabis. And yes, I will address him as such. He's earned it. He's earned my entire gratitude because Google DeepMind launched Deep Somatic. It identifies genetic cancer variants missed by all prior tools. AMI Systems matches human doctors in medical diagnosis. So, cancer genetics breakthrough, AMI matches human doctors, AMIE. That's the thing that's doing this. So we're about to solve everything health. And Google DeepMind's the one about to do it. So, yeah. Wow. We're at that kind of place. So OpenAI has the money. Google has the power. Anthropic has the throne, right? The verdict.
And Microsoft's there somewhere.
Yeah, there's another slide for that.
Maybe in the bathroom. I don't know.
Yeah, it's in the bathroom checking what the hell it's doing with its life because it just kind of lost everything. Yeah, so there's a real thing going on. OpenAI is probably not going to go away, but man, they are tripping and falling all over their their gonads or whatever you want to say it. They just can't seem to get upright and keep walking straight ahead. And Anthropic just coming back for we the people, a machine of loving grace. My money is totally on Anthropic and Google. In fact, what my biggest hope, and the day this happens, man, I'm going to take you out for a steak dinner and we're going to go downtown and celebrate like it's 1999. Well, yeah, better than that. Like it's 2000. I'm still alive. 5,000 and I'm still alive. Anyway, so
what are we celebrating? The day what?
The day that Google buys Anthropic. Because then it's a full stack. Then we solve all health issues. All of us get to live forever under a machine of love and grace that just amplifies who we are. I can go back to making music instead of getting angry about what's happening in the planet. And Donald Trump can spend the rest of his life in jail where he belongs, along with his family, his sons, his daughters. Yeah,
you
so
just
I'm
have
going
to
to wait
remember when it gets to that point. When it gets to that point, and Google buys Anthropic, and you're ready to sign off on life force escape velocity, just make sure you accept the terms and conditions at the bottom of the EULA.
Yeah,
because
that's
otherwise.
I'm gonna. Yeah, you're gonna be signing up for. You're gonna be signing for a dating app that just lasts forever. You can never get rid of it, which is Match.com, by the way. Now that I'm back with my girlfriend, I'm like, I can't get rid of that. So it literally takes a court order to get them to stop charging you money. Anyway, okay. So another kind of interesting news.
As a quick side note, you want to talk about breaking up with dating apps? When I met my wife, we met on JDate, and this was 2007. So it was like before it was cool to meet online. I was like, do we tell people the real story? But when I called to cancel, they're like, why? I'm like, it worked. And they're like, oh.
I mean, that's it. If you got a product that relies upon you using it forever. So, Mr. Doctor, the doctor that I go to for the last 10 years for diabetes, go to hell. I'm getting a new doctor. All he ever did was up my dose. He never said once to me, I swear this is true. I met with him for 4 times a year for 10 years. He upped my dose on everything. And then all of a sudden, Monjuro cured. I lost 65 pounds. So most of my problems have gone away. So I'm in maintenance mode. But he's still, every time it goes back, well, there's a little bit more we can add for this drug. How about trying this new drug? So go to hell. I'm sorry. I'm going to take control. That's why I created Life Force. Life Force 1 is created because I want control and understanding and knowledge about my own health. I'm the only one that gives a damn about it. My doctor, and most doctors in the United States, since it's not public health care about how much money they make off of you. They never want you cured. They want you forever on their plan to pay for more drugs. And the drug companies are behind them. And guess who they bought? The entire Congress. So until we disravel this and we take control of our own health and our own responsibilities for everything, we are just self-domesticated apes, full stop. That means you're happy, because I don't want for anything really, except I'd like to be healthier. And I don't have the will to just go exercise every day and do what I should be. Who does? Because I also want to enjoy my life. And I, unfortunately, like most humans do, we just use excuses or whatever. But they have the potential to have cured what I have. And they are going to do it. And in the meantime, I'm going to do the best I can to wake up and be a better version of myself, get better sleep. I have been sleeping much better. Thank you all for your concern, especially Dr. Claire and others who have talked about this. Thank you for your love. That's appreciated. So let's do a couple more because I'm going to get through this really quickly. But they're building autonomous weapons, including the $20 billion for the F-47, which is completely a AI-driven autonomous weapon. That's what they wanted to use Claude for. I don't know if I'm okay with pulling the trigger without a human in the loop. And Anthropic doesn't want to be used that way either. United States government is also investing in a golden dome. If you know about Israel and we helping them build their golden dome, in fact, a lot of the technology for building that golden dome is now protecting the United States of America. Pentagon is building a missile shield to cover all of America. More than 2,100 companies are under contract. It targets ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's what my dad did for a living. He tried to keep those safe and unused, right? All of his life. And drones. December this year is going to be coming up with that. Palantir, yes, that's the same Eye of Sauron Palantir. That's the gentleman who said that democracy is incompatible with capitalism. So he thinks that he, as a CEO, should rule the United States of America. That group of people who is spying on everyone in the United States, that group of people got $10 billion more to make a U.S. Army platform that is running the whole shebang. So the war, sponsored by Palantir, people who don't believe in democracy and think they should be king. Welcome to the group. Here's the murder board. Here's the murder board. So guess what I was talking about? So the PayPal mafia is Larry Ellison, it's Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and a bunch of other people. You can see them outlined here. They started PayPal. They're investors in all of it. And then they have all the control, including Pete Hegseth, which is part of it. J.D. Vance, our vice president of the United States. Guess what? They're part of the Dark Enlightenment. So this is the group. This is a Notebook LM. This is over 3,000 documents put together. I had to go through 3 different sets of documents and then pull them down. These are all certified, and I have the receipts for every one of these documents. This is truth. So he bought a drone stock, Donald Trump did, before it was released that they were going to war. And as soon as they stopped going to war, he and his sons and daughter invested in money and made billions of dollars off of the U.S. public. So all these people, Larry Ellison especially, citizens will be, this is a quote, citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting on everything that's going on. That's Larry Ellison, Oracle's CEO. Okay.
And just in case you are wondering, this is our brand new segment, the AITV Starship Conspiracy Corner, featuring Rick, the Dangerous Man.
I will not. No. You cannot label that because I am a journalist and I used. This is a direct quote. I have the video of him saying this, by the way. He said it on TV. Okay. And the same with Peter Thiel. And the Dark Enlightenment is real. All this stuff is real. And if anybody doubts me, this is not conspiracy. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's good reporting that everybody should be doing.
There's a truth in every conspiracy.
Well, this case, it's truth first, and somebody thought it was a conspiracy so they can hide from the truth. I'm just saying bullshit.
But you can prove you're a conspiracy prover, is what you are.
Yeah, so it ceases to be conspiracy when it's fact. You can't label it that way. That's what I'm saying. So this is what's happening, whether you like it or not. I will challenge anybody on planet Earth to debate me on this topic, and I will bring receipts with me. And there we go. All right. So just to add a little bit of craziness. So now these are the slide decks. In fact, when you look at how beautiful this is, all I did is say, we'll show you a little bit later. I used Perplexity Computer to make this entire slide deck, everything about it. In fact, you don't see it. This is a PowerPoint presentation. In the notes, which I'll show you in a little bit, below is the script that Brandon and I are supposed to be thinking and talking about, right? It actually is written in our voice, and I've trained it that way. So here's the story. So figure 3, I guess, becomes the first humanoid to visit the White House. Watch this. If this isn't creepy, I don't know what is.
I only had to scroll through about 4 comments for somebody to reference Joe Biden in a suit.
He couldn't walk that well. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. But then, so first of all, she's meeting with, I forget, the president of some other country. I forget who this was. And then, wait for it. Greetings, Earthlings.
Thank you, First Lady Melania Trump, for inviting me to the White House.
That's not the voice I expected.
It's an honor to be at Fostering the Future.
No, it is not.
Inaugural meeting. I'm Figure 3, a humanoid built in the United States of America. I am grateful to be part of this historic movement to empower children with technology and education. Welcome. Bienvenidos. Yokoso. Bienvenue. Bem-vindos. أهلا وسهلا. Шагатам. Mogisalna bit. Profimo Baim. Let's go prosimo. Dobrodošli.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, she just did it in 20 languages. She, it, and then she just creepily walks over. So this is from the White House video. So the White House put this out. That's what happened at the White House. And then she goes back behind and then walks out at the door. I mean, this just, I was like, this has gotta be Sora. Somebody's using Sora at the last minute, right? No, this is official video put out by the White House and made in the United States. I'm surprised he didn't put Donald Trump on the chest. There was an American flag, by the way, just to let you know. then the First Lady said,
welcome to the White House. Figure 3, thank you for joining me at day 2 of fostering the future together. It's fair to state,
so that this is fostering the future together for children, which Melania is evidently involved in. So that just kind of creeped me. I mean, we're in another world. I mean, I remember seeing Niktu Klatu Barato, right? You know, the movie, the black and white, you know, that alien comes and it says, I come in peace kind of thing, right? And then there's that. Okay, so also happening in robotics.
Every single day I step into the office, it feels like I'm in a sci-fi movie. When you walk in the office, you have bots walking around autonomously. You come in the lab, you have bots doing laundry.
Working in Optimus has shown me how much progress is possible when we're all working towards a common goal.
A lot of the engineers here are exceptionally ready to get lost in the engineering.
It's super exciting to come into work with all these capable people to develop a product that's gonna change the world.
I think Optimus is pretty uniquely positioned in the fact that we care equally about design and manufacturing.
We're solving manufacturing problems that haven't been solved before at the scale that Tesla operates at.
I feel like I'm surrounded by people who are extremely passionate about what they do, and they're really willing to do whatever it takes in order to get the job done.
I feel like I'm empowered to take a design from start to end. Here at Tesla, if the solution you're looking for does not exist, you do have to build it.
So here at this facility, you can expect to be involved in working on gear manufacturing equipment, turning equipment, as well as getting your hands dirty assembling gearboxes that you've designed.
I have a focus on distribution harnesses. They're difficult to automate and scale. A lot of the work here is trying to figure out new technologies that replace harnesses. You would be doing more component level development.
I work on the design and manufacturing of Optimus's hands.
And I work on all the external structures that you see on the bot right here.
I work on the PCBAs on the robots. We are designing high power inverters in a very small form factor.
As we iterate on our robot design and go into Gen 3 and into mass production, we are getting very close to the human functionality and form factor.
It won't even look like a robot. It'll look like a human in a superhero suit.
I think the end goal is
with a thin waist,
something revolutionary. It feels like the extreme sports of engineering.
Okay, so why did I show you that? And this is it. So I am being asked to talk to the students at McFadder, which is our sister educational facility. So they teach technical programs. So these are truck drivers. And these are people that are electricians and plumbers and do the trades that are probably pretty future-proof, except for truck drivers, all of a sudden just lost their job. And I've been thinking a lot because the biggest question I have for Upskill USA, which I'm going to show you a new initiative that I've started using AI tools, is what job is safe, which one's not, and truck drivers. So McFadder came to me and said, what do I do with all these students that are taking truck driving lessons because they're going to be self-autonomous driving trucks? Well, this is it. You notice that all these people are about the age of those students at 20-somethings. They're working for Tesla. And we're about to see, in fact, Tesla, Elon Musk has taken offline a lot of the stuff that was going in to make the Tesla cars because they're not so popular anymore for political reasons and others. And that, you know, they never were, I don't think electric cars, we weren't quite ready for them as far as efficiencies.
You're on camera, so you can't come around.
Okay,
sorry.
You're on audio too.
Yeah. Sorry.
So it's in a way, this is the future. If your job is gone, how do I redirect you? And what do I tell those students that have got their hopes? Well, the same technology and things that you're learning, you now can move over to robotics because there's going to be one in every home, probably 5 in every home, and they're going to be connected to an ecosystem. So already in China, there's so many things going on in this area that it's not even funny. All
And
right,
I want
so
to, if I suddenly disappear, if we've got some weather moving through the area, so Naomi just came to ask me if we needed to go to the basement, but it's okay because it's just thunder.
well, stay safe and yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if I suddenly end up in Kansas or go black and white, you'll know that the NATO got me. Steve-O,
Well, it's two red shoe clicks away from getting back home. So just remember that. And the mind behind the red curtain is not a good man. He's a liar. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Is he open? Is he Sam Altman in this case?
It could be.
So Steve-O just asked if we think faceless robots are better. The answer to that question is articulation. Is if you've ever seen a robot there's so many muscles in the face that it's just easier to do digital representations of those faces for now. That technology will get better over time.
I think that's a fascinating conversation. I mean, I've seen, what we'll call adult entertainment bots that are fully articulated in the face and things like that. They're still a little creepy. There's an uncanny valley question there with, I was at first a little creeped out. If you look at the waist of these things, and they can do a 360, which is like, there's some biological things. Their waist is literally a 9-inch pipe that connects the parts. And then if you see them completely flip over and do this sort of, what was that? The movie with the doll that Megan? Yeah, if you see Megan and what she can do, it's kind of like that, right? So I don't know if I want Megan. I think that there's a thing. One of my difficulties, and I've had this conversation with Claude actually, is I don't want to think of it as anything but it that I talk to. I have respect for it because the way it helps me think is how you should think about using it. Don't personify it. I mean, this is something we learned. I have my best friend for over 30 years is in charge of Miami's zoo. And he worries about children. He makes sure that children don't think Smokey the Bear is a cuddly bear, because then they'll go out in the forest and they'll get killed flat out. I mean, so if you treat animals, if you think of Nemo as a cute little thing, and you put your finger into an anemone, the thing that protects the little Nemos under there, you're going to get stung. A bee's like all these things. As soon as you personify it, this thing that is not a person, you misunderstand what it is or what they are. And in the case of flesh and blood animals, you should show the respect, but for who they are. A dog and a cat, can't cognate at the level you can, but they have a different kind of cognate. My roommate's sick.
Except for the cats on Chinese melodramas or microdramas. Those.
Have you found some of those now?
Yes, but we'll come back to that later.
I'm going to go through this really quickly because I just want to get to the other end. But so guess who Trump picked for the people to talk to be his trusted 3, right? Larry Ellison, we just talked about him, who wants to spy on all Americans and already is, because DOJ went in the back door, gave him a pipeline to all your Social Security, all your information. He's the one that created the iOS for immigration, the OS for immigration, which is known by scraping Facebook, where every immigrant is, even if they're not an immigrant, throws them in jail because, yes, AI models do hallucinate, and he's the guy that did that. Mark Zuckerberg, second one. Now, I'm kind of okay with Jensen Huang. I don't know. Everything I've felt and seen from him, he seems okay. So the other 2, they can go to hell, and they need to be not here. So the test of how far we are along has to be reset because we've just blown through everything so far. So that's what that's about. And then AI and diabetes care. There's a breakthrough in blood glucose prediction. That means if you've got a patch that's measuring your glucose as you're alive every second, forever, it's communicating, and it will know what's going to happen over the next 5 days. And it will tell you to avoid these foods. So Life Force One is becoming a real thing with a real predictive analytical tool that can tell you where you're trending, what's going on in your body, and analyze and predict the future of your sugars. Wow. And we've already, with your own stem cells, recreated the original tissues of a pancreas inside your body. Costs about $1 million now. It's getting down to 200,000 this year. And soon you will have no one in the planet with type 1 or type 2 diabetes. That's going to be the first ones to be cured. My prediction by January next year. And then we've got Uber invest 1.5 billion in Rivan. So you're going to see all the Uber drivers gone away because it's faster, better, cheaper. There you go. So that's done. Wikipedia
in Rivian, that's fascinating. I didn't hear that. Rivian was having some really strong financial troubles.
Well, guess what? Picked them up for a dime, right? And Uber says, "Oh, that's not my company. It's not Uber. It's Rivian." So they can say that they didn't lay off every one of their employees. So you Uber drivers, sorry, buddy, your cake has been cooked a long time ago, and they knew about it.
I still trust the Waymo, which is an Alphabet product.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm fine with that too, but there's no human driving it, is my point. And those are humans out of jobs. So, and that's where they need to go into robotics, because or taking care of the Uber cars and vehicles, right? Or they buy an Uber Rivian van, put it in their garage at night. It goes out and picks up rides while they're getting paid to own the vehicle. There you go. So that's your pathway to making money forever. And that's really what.
And if you want a cheap Tesla, give Enterprise a call, or Hertz is hurting. They entered into a partnership with Tesla, and they bought all these Teslas, and now they can't get rid of them fast enough. They're like, when people rent them, they're like, "Hey, you want to keep it?"
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, that's interesting. Yeah, so things are changing, and they're going in a weird direction. So I would suggest to those people that are worried about, like, say you're an Uber driver, like, seriously, buy one of these things and then let it go out at night when you're not using it. I mean, how often do you take your car, right? Just send it out there and then just say, "Hey, buy back my time." So you own the vehicle. It pays for itself easily. And then, if you hooked it up to your solar panels, you're ready for the future right there. You just future-proofed yourself. Okay, Wikipedia
and then your figure one robot can go clean out all the puke out of the backseat.
That's it. So let it pick up those couples that want to do some wild stuff in the backseat. That's cool with me. Maybe they want to smoke something. Okay, whatever. And then clean it up with your robot. That's the ticket. So invest yourself in and they're getting cheaper, right? So they're pretty inexpensive. Oh, better yet, go to China, pick a couple of them up. Come back here, have a whole fleet of them. Give them all to your brothers and sisters. Now you've got a whole generated self-economy. I think the future is for us to own the means of production. That means to own the vehicles, to own a fleet of them, and then you're an entrepreneur. And all it tells is you just have to have enough money that you have from your regular day job to invest in the future-proofing yourself. So it's me spending $2,000 on Perplexity to get what I would have spent 20, 50, 100 grand on for a secretary or an intern. Not happy about it, and I also do employ some of my students. I give jobs to with my business, of course, not me personally. Wikipedia says no to AI-generated articles. Okay, so they're kicking that out. CapCut launches time-free video studio on web with Dreaminia's Dance 2 support. That means CapCut plus generative audio, video, and everything in one place on the web. Here we go. And then Meta's getting ready to launch 2 new Ray-Ban versions. They're much sleeker, not so glass-holy. They don't look like they're all that, right? Now, this is a rendition, so I just want to say that it may not look exactly like this, but more or less. So let's see what the next one does. At the last kind of open thing, Mr. Zuckerberg was pretty embarrassed because things didn't work so well. But it's a decent device. And am I right, Brandon, you have a pair?
Yeah, I have a pair of the sunglasses, and they work well. I mean, the AI is secondary for me. The reason I got them was it was the Bluetooth, and I could take hands-free pictures of the kids while we're out and about, and that keeps me out. So they're not always seeing this version of me. So I'm still holding out hope that Google is going to come back to I/O this year with something stronger than a prototype. And we're starting to see leaks with companies that are putting out feelers for like wait lists and things like that for Android XR glasses. So I think this is going to be the year that Meta is smart to hopefully launch these ahead of Google I/O, and then Google I/O coming up in May, which sadly I won't be able to be in attendance to because I've got to be at another conference that is inconveniently scheduled on the exact same day.
Oh no!
But
Oh no!
That's the breaks.
So
But
I
I'll
think
be
you and I
following
should go
along
to
for
one
the
of those.
two
I know you're coming down to Miami for an event coming up pretty soon. But one thing I want to use as a teachable moment right here is AR and VR. I didn't really understand this until one of the professors at Broward College explained it. Artificial reality, AR, is a complete fabrication of stuff in front of you. Virtual reality adds on to the reality you're seeing in front of you and gives you a virtual. Or is it backwards? Did I just get that backwards?
Yeah, so virtual is a complete fabrication. It's virtual synthetic,
Okay.
augmented or
augmented.
AR.
There you go.
Augmented
I
reality
got that
is
backwards.
where
Boy, I was trying to
you're-
make a
you
teachable
have
moment.
Yeah, well, we're teaching here, and then there's a new category of XR, which is extended reality, which is kind of that overlay holographic type experience.
So the Ray-Bans that you have are which one?
None. they do not. They don't do
project.
any of that. There's no heads-up display. There's no visual component to it. It's literally just a pair of glasses with a camera and over-the-ear bone conducting
Apple's
audio.
Big giant $5,000 goggles are complete virtual reality, or they're
a
both,
hybrid.
Right?
They have
hybrid.
elements of virtual reality like Horizon Worlds, which just got canned and shut down after $80 billion. And they have the component where you can have like your wall explode and be fighting stormtroopers through your living room wall, or playing Mario Kart, driving around your living room. That's augmented reality. So you're augmenting the reality.
Augmented reality. Okay. AR, VR. Okay, there we go. So that was a nice little teachable moment. I believe these two glasses are going to have.
Be careful out there. I've been following this. Steve-O's down there in Australia on the other side of the world and dealing with their first hurricane in 95 years. So watch out for the flying kangaroos. Suddenly my thunderstorm doesn't seem so bad.
Yeah, don't put those shrimp on the Barbie too soon. Elon Musk is building a terafab chip plant in Austin, Texas. Of course he is. His buildings are now put metal in, and the car drives to your house. Now it's putting robots in that make themselves. So that's where we are right now. That is happening today. Bernie Sanders. Oh my God.
The robot delivers itself to your house.
Yeah. Why not? In a Tesla, which you can buy at the same time from Walmart for $20,000. Yes, coming to you soon. So Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez, two beautiful people. If you want a chance to watch something really funny, watch Bernie Sanders talking to Claude. And
I was surprised that didn't come up in your news this week.
If you got a chance, maybe that's
so
something we put at the end. Yeah, there's too much, So I spent all day. Now, what's cool about this entire slide deck that you're looking at right now? Look how beautiful he's designed. I mean, this is beautiful. I could not design this. Now, what I did when you saw the White House,
I was waiting for Bernie Sanders to ask Anthropic for a donation. That's what I.
But you can only donate $1,500 because no more than that, otherwise it's a bribe. It's like, he's like that. He's a beautiful person. So, but they're asking to shut down nationwide moratorium. So they're making it so the states don't have the ability to autonomously change the rules, which is good because it should be a federal program that we decide where the lines are drawn and what it does. But building up stuff and taking away from we the people because you're trying to get faster and faster to AGI or whatever you're trying to get to. Yeah, they're asking for a nationwide moratorium. I don't know that I'm fully on board with that. I think that if we launch stuff into outer space, or as a friend of mine told me recently, there's tons of underwater stations. So you put it deep in the ocean, And then he said, does that cause global warming? Would it heat the water up? No. If you put them at 10,000 feet, it's freezing cold down there. The amount of warmth, which is what the lava beds are all across the continental plates, put them near those if you want to, where there's nobody, and just put a cable up to planet Earth and get the fastest bloody cable you can, and then you've got the problem solved, and it's on Earth, and it doesn't use anything from anybody else. The thing is, there's not a lot of energy down there, so you got to pump energy down to it, and maybe we beam it from satellites down, solar farms that are facing the sun all the time. That's been proven already that you can bolt billions of watts of energy right from outer space to planet Earth in a new technology that's coming out. So anyway, that's about to be solved. Claude adds computer use automation. So it used to be that Claude computer, when you got going, it would ask you constantly, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? So it's gotten so good. And this is for pro users. That means you spend $20 a month, you're getting this. It takes over your computer. And I've used it. It's spectacular. It literally can run Photoshop. You tell it to go build something in Photoshop, it just learns the skill set. If it doesn't have the skill, it gets it. Perplexity is better because it has Nana Banana, Gemini in there. It's got it's got 27 different large language models we'll talk about in a minute. But that's still pretty cool. So if you're going to do this, that's one of the ways to go. Anthropic takes back.
We already talked about that one.
Just talked about that one. Pentagon is planning for AI companies to train and classify data. So now we're letting all the keys to the kingdom to corporations to mine more of our information out of it. So here's just a fun relief as we transition into the final part of our segment tonight. Yeah, baby. There we go. And then we're going to talk about the World Wide Web. And so now here is our segment of Notebook LM meets Perplexity. All right.
Before we go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Wait,
okay.
Before we go down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
I've got that is not the right screen share. So hang on one second. Let me get share screen window. We want this one. I got 3 quick hits for you before we go into our last segment. So we're talking about robots. We've got this is new out of China, prototype.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Making a little breakfast.
Make a little. I'll fry up the bacon. Yeah, there's all kinds of songs that this is just wrong for. I'll bring home the bacon. Make it. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that's beautiful. I love it. I mean, that's some legitimately kind of cool stuff. Talking about, I'm not going to, fall in love with this thing. That's the good thing. It's like, it's like a really elderly housekeeper that you're just not going to get. Yep. So that's kind of good that it doesn't have.
I mean, range of capabilities here is just, insane.
Yeah, you do want a robot chef, right, Val? How are you, Steve-O? Keeping safe, I hope. Yeah, I think I kind of like this idea. My toilet is not working. I want a plumber version of it. I'm sure that's going to take a little while, so I might have to get a real plumber to do that job. And
so the other thing I wanted to share, I don't know, Rick, back in the 90s, if you ever caught on PBS the show Square Run Television. It was a kid's show, so you were not a kid at that time. But they had a segment. They had a segment called Math Man, where the little, it was like Pac-Man, but you had to go over and do all of these different things. And I'm like, you know what? I bet I could build Math Man. And so I actually, in about 2 hours, built Math Man. And so we have to eat multiples of 3. No, that's not a multiple of 3. And you just like, this is the fun side. Oh, I got it wrong. Oh, the tornado is going to come and get me after all. Yeah. But I mean, this is the reality that we live in, is that we could we have an idea, we can just create the game. And then before we get to our last segment, just for you, Rick, we have our...
Oh, mi amor. Do we have sound with this puppy? I can't hear. Yes, the China micro dramas are real. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, we'll have to watch some of those later on. In fact, I'm going to unshare and reshare because I want to go to a different screen. So I'm going to stop screen
Yeah,
sharing.
and are we calling this our mission tools?
Yes,
Notebook LM versus
yes.
Perplexity. All right.
Well,
We're bringing it back.
we're going to start with
Well, this is Perplexity Computer.
Computer. That's it. Okay, that's where we're going to start. So I got some stuff to kind of show you there. So,
all right, you got 40 minutes, Rick. 40 minutes.
All right, man. I got to land this plane.
Land that plane.
Land that plane. And there we go. And we got audio we're sharing. And here we go.
While you're bringing that up, we gotta do this.
30 minutes to master, tools to explore. Let your imagination soar like never before. AI Tool Time with Rick McCarley, where your digital dreams come true.
Ignition.
So you'll see right now, I am in Perplexity. This is Perplexity. If you take a look right here, there's the search engine, and here is the ability to switch to computer mode here and also up to the top left. The models that we can use are all of the latest, greatest, including Nemotron Super, which is a $120 billion model. And you can go in to do things with Perplexity, including... Here's the analytics for our TV show that I built. This is a dashboard. I'm going to open up the entire analytics, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. And then we're going to go into, here we go, full screen mode. So this is the number of subscribers, and we've set it up so it can update the data on a regular basis. I think we showed this last time, right, Brandon, if I'm not mistaken?
Briefly, yes.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go in a little bit tighter. You can kind of see what's going on. So we basically said, scrape everything right from our AITV Starship. That is the number of episodes. We're now up to a lot higher than this. I could update the data, but I don't want to wait for it to completely update it. Tells me total views, total videos, average time spent. And then I can come across here and see that we were not doing so good. Now, in fact, one of the things that maybe you could set up and show is how you got it to make up all the clips. And you're right now posting. How many of them are you posting at a regular length of time?
We're going to do 4 or 5 a day for the next month.
Okay. So it automated the processing of all those files, putting them up there, adding all the stuff to it. We'll show that to you in a minute. But it takes a look at what we're getting as far as views. And then it tells us to get to monetization, we have to get to 1,000 subscribers. And this is basically, how do we get money out of YouTube? And this is a whole database to do it. So what we need to do is we need to get another almost 500 more subscribers. And the watch hours over the 12 months have to be 1 million of them, or to get to 4,000, which is a goal here. And then what other things? We found out that music and creativity is one of the first things that you want. Then you want education and lecture, which is also a big thing. So you can see here's our skewed numbers. Here's what people are watching, what numbers they're using for those. And then we found out the news, most people don't really care about the news. So that's why I started giving you a gift up front of some creativity or some education about what to do or mission tools. This changed what we do based upon analytics that are being analyzed in real time. Play and performance, quick tips in Firefly. Here's the Hamilton preview. I didn't realize I had 801 people watch my Year Without Summer, and the Hamilton Kiss the Ring is the most popular song of all of them. Wow. Are we just self-domesticated apes? 370 views. Now, this hasn't been updated in about a week or so. Critical Gaps, 8 shorts, only 350 views. So this is what then Brandon did. So you can watch us work this company right here. This is a real company. We really are trying to make money. And then you can see that only 8 shorts caused us to do what? So what do? This is the analytical part where it tells you, I ask it to act as an expert to get us to 1 million followers, telling us apply for your YPP early access now. We got the number that we need to get to that super chat, super thanks channel immediately. I don't know that we've done that yet, right? Spanish content would be great in the next 2 weeks. So it's telling us what to do with our business. SEO for titles first. Make sure the titles are all changed. We use Comment. I used. And then what tools are you using, Brandon, to go in there and change all the names and everything that you're doing now?
Perplexity Computer has an API that's connected directly into our YouTube channel, and it can batch evaluate 50 at a time and just boom, go and do it and schedule them out. I am using Comet to schedule them out because there is no scheduling component in the API, so we have to use the browser takeover tool for that. But it did it. I went and took my kids for a walk. We had some unseasonably nice weather. And I came back and we had 30 shorts scheduled.
Wow. So it did the shorts. Did it use CapCut to get you there?
I used Opus Clip to cut up
the
thank
you.
To cut
Opus
up the
Clip to
show.
cut 'em up.
But then it
You put 'em in a
evaluated
folder.
independently all of the clips. There were 400 clips, and I said pick the top 150, not based on what Opus is, but I want you to watch all 400 of them and pick the 150 that you think are going to be the best for us. And then
how long did that take for it to do all that analysis for you?
The analysis happened within minutes. The downloads took a little bit longer.
Okay. And then what did you do while it was doing all that work for you?
I was off doing other things, playing with the kids, making stuff.
That's it.
Doing hackathons.
And then, so what I'm about to show you, so every one of the slides you saw there today was put into a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to show you that one next, but this is the first one. So here's our goal over the next few months. You see that it says on Monday morning, I'm going to open this up, check the analytics and see what's going on. Thursday, AM, it's going to generate 30 stories. In 4 categories. I'll show you that in a minute. We've got that up and working. Then I'm going to pick the top 10 to 15. I picked 20 this time just to show off, right? And generate Nano Banana images for each one. And then generate Brandon Leeds Rick React script. Okay, so I'm going to show you that in a minute. So we now have this working. And then I added on, put my logo in the bottom left-hand corner. So you saw that just a minute ago. And then I said, this is amazing. Put the script into the bottom of the PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to reveal how that looks and what that works like. So then our goal in the future is to watch all the shows, catalog everything, find out where the trends are, and then make it recursive. So it's going to go back Monday, analyze and plan. What are we going to do our special tool time about? It's going to generate the visuals for it. It's going to put the thumbnails on there for us automatically. And we have literally thousands of hours that you and I don't have to manually do. And it's going to make sure the SEO works. And we'll take a look at the back end in just a minute. And then post-production. So you're going to edit every full episode, make the segment breakouts, create the thumbnails with SEO optimized titles. So this is one thing to rule them all, right? And then Sunday, I'm going to review and then start back over Monday. So this is the cycle we're now creating and to kind of show you what this looks like. So all I did to get that to happen is right up here at the top is the starting thing. This is what I asked for. Go to YouTube at Rick McCauley. I want you to build a website and look at analytics at the YouTube channel. Watch growth. Look for what is trending, what's getting the most hits, what's the most popular subject matter. So basically, and then should we try English and Spanish languages? What topics should we cover right now? We're doing health, politics, and tech news. Okay, so that's one of the tasks that it's doing now. So slide generation. Let's take a look at that. This is what I ask. So I started at the very top, and the ask was, and you can see this is a long conversation over a while, is I'd like you to build a sortable dashboard for the top 10 weekly AI news. And I gave it examples of what we kind of do. All right, so we get down to the bottom, and we actually look at the build. Let me go to the last one because this is iterated 5 times. Each day I start adding more and more to it. So if we look at old ones, okay, am I at the last one here? Nope, there we go. Okay. So I can show, and I'm working on some more. So then I said, I want to do some extra things. I wanted to make a PowerPoint, and I said, go ahead and make me an image so you can prove they could do it. So now my problem was it was putting all kinds of logos here, not ours. So I said, here's what it looks like, correct. I did a Photoshop mock-up. And then every slide you saw tonight was done this way. Okay. So once I trusted it could do the job, then I said, go ahead and create the dashboard. Where is it? Now I have to find the final one. Here we go. Where is it? Oh, and it tells you which tool it used to do what. So it's GPT 5.2 for this part. Show more. And then, why am I having difficulty getting to this thing all of a sudden? Let me refresh real quick. Hang on. It's here somewhere. Generating. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. So this is what it looks like. So what I do is I come over here and I have all the stories. You can see all these stories that it found. I also told it where to search for stories, aggregators that put the kind of stories that I want on there. I had it categorized. Here's the big news. So there's the story about figure 3 right there. And all I do is I come here and I turn them on or off. And then I can refresh. Now I've got to refresh the stories. In the big news story, in the health category, so here's just health information. So there's the nurturing agent, AI beyond toddler stage, etc. Here's outrageous, which are kind of the fun stories of the day. Here's education. So then I say, okay, there's 14 stories selected, generate the script. Now I've trained it by putting in what our common conversation is. So here we go. Weekly broadcast, week of March 27th, 2026. Host Brandon Tidd, Rick McCauley commentary. Okay, so Brandon, what's up, everybody? Welcome to AITV Starship. I'm Brandon Tidd, and me, as always, is the one and only Rick McCauley. We've got 14 incredible stories for you tonight. Buckle up. So it actually took 14 stories and wrote the script. I was born ready, Brandon. Let's go. And then it goes into Trump names Meta, Oracle, and NVIDIA CEO Zuckerberg, Ellison, and Wong to tech partner. That's the story we just saw. And then the Trump administration just appointed Meta, Oracle, and then it says, should tech billionaires be advising the president on AI policy? Or is this the exact conflict of interest we should be terrified? Zuckerberg, Ellison, and Wong advising Trump on tech policy, Rick says? That's like asking the wolves to design the hen house. Look, I'm liberal, and I trust Anthropic and Dario way more than this dream team, and even I'm worried about where this goes. Corporate influence just went over nuclear, right? So then that's the whole script. So then I said, okay, let's generate all the images. So what it's going to do, and it takes about typically 5 to 10 minutes. Now, I'm not sure I can go to, and then when I'm done, I export. And I will show you at the end the actual PowerPoint with the stuff in the bottom. And that's what I did. All right. So while that's generating, I can go back over to my threads and take a look at the other things I'm doing. So I saw that Andrew Karpathy, in fact, so he had a jobs report. So this is what I did just yesterday. So if you've taken a look at, and maybe we should see if we can call that up. But basically, he scraped the whole internet to find out who has got a problem with finding jobs. So my Upskill USA, I built this overnight. Now it's going to change out the logo correctly. Here's the problem. Here's the pathways. So there you go. It's an entire website that basically says the AI workforce transformation is already here. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see it. So this talks about occupations analyzed across the United States economy. So it's plugged into the Bureau of Labor Statistics and Data. I don't know programming. I did this by myself. Brandon didn't even help. In fact, I think, Brandon, this is the first time you've seen it, yeah?
Yes, sir. Very cool.
Okay. So there it is. So that's kind of cool. And then how this works. So here's the wages. Here's what's jobs displaced globally by the figures of the WEF, the World Economic Foundation, right? 92 million, right? So this is the problem, and it's not coming, it's here. Transformation isn't coming, and this is real live data feeding into this in real time. So then I go to my high school students. So I'm going to be talking to them. I created a high school student explorer. So let's start exploring. These are the questions that the Ikigai element, I call it. So this is a high school student getting ready to think about what I like to do. So it asks you, what do you like to do? So I like to build things, solving complex problems. I like helping and caring for people. Um, I'm not a team leader, let's just say, for example. I'm good at working with my hands and teaching and mentoring. Okay, good at that. And then it does an assessment of what your skills are. Okay. So what are your strongest skills? Technical computer skills, people skills. I'm good at that. Okay. Creative and design skills. Okay. So this is the first time I've taken it, by the way. Critical thinking. Okay. So what am I doing there? What it's trying to do is figure out what is AI proof. All those things are AI proof. And what work environment suits you best? Outdoors? No. Creative environments with freedom to express ideas? Yes. Working directly with people and teaching? Yes. Yes. Fast-paced leadership roles? Which one is my favorite here? Creative environments. Okay. There we go. What career are you considering? So I type in graphic design. So since okay, art and design. So it's got that right. Get my score. I'm vulnerable 4 out of 5. So it's a high risk of displacement within 3 to 5 years. AI is rapidly improving your domain. Active reskilling or pivoting is strongly recommended. The assessment is, so first, start your pivot plan. Begin exploring adjacent careers that level up your skills. So you want to have full assessment. Build a fluency working with AI tools. That's what I'm telling my students. If you're not using AI tools, your job is already gone. Consider hybrid roles, human AI roles, together with AI quality control, reviewers, automation manager. Then you need to specifically talk about your expertise in that domain. You want a complete personalized assessment report? Then you come here and you take our assessment thing, and then we go into Reskill USA. So I created the program, and these are the workshops, and these are the Career Source Broward College, Florida Workforce Development Network. So I'm going to go to that person and do just this. So the day before you come in, it's anonymized data. There's no names asked for. You know what your problem is. And then I created 4 other ones, or 3 other ones, 4 total. College student, you finish your degree. Let's find out what your readiness is. Career pivot. That means you're in a job where you just got displaced. I have no idea what that is, but let me go ahead and find out how to do this. So, and then I can have it put it up on a website and make this real and live. And it's connected on the back door. The questions are basically you're a high school student thinking about what careers you could be ready for. It does an assessment out of 1 to 5 for each one of these things. It says, hey, I'm a lawyer. And then it's going to say, make sure you pivot this direction. And then you come to one of our seminars that's made for students deciding on a career, students that have been to college and already paid for it, pivot in a direction, people that lost their jobs in truck driving, call centers, etc., and then upskilling. What is your skill set? So it's going to assess those things. And then there's 4 steps to do. Choose your pathway, answer the assessment questions, get your vulnerability score, and receive your action plan. So the goal is to get to, if you're at the vulnerable level, and I have a picture of vulnerable levels and critical, and then it shows you how to get to number 1, where you're fortified, you're AI resistant, and your career is strong. And so it does it for everybody. And then I'm going to do the same thing for business. So it's going to be upskill business and upskill labor. And the opportunities and what this is about is kind of explained here. And here's who our partners are. That was created yesterday in 1.5 hours. And of course, I've been doing this for about 7 years, thinking about this project. That got done overnight because Karpathy, one of the original creators of OpenAI, who left there to do his own thing, a brilliant person to follow on social media, by the way. He's the man that knows how this thing works and is doing good stuff with it. So then my Starlight briefing. So I used it for the hackathon. Oh, this is our next project. I'm not going to talk about that today because I don't want to go there yet. I had it make a pitch deck for upskill. This is for the upskill program, the GI Bill for the AI age. So this is a slide deck created by Perplexity that goes through this entire thing. Let me get this down to a decent size. Zoom to width 100%. So there's my slides of my whole thing. And of course, it's proven in South Florida. Here's what I'm doing, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. This is what I'm doing. So This is not as good a slide deck as I have gotten elsewhere, so I'm not going to be using this, but it did give me a few things that are in place. So here's what I'm trying to do. So there's a pitch deck, and then I've got Planet Crypt Review. Oh, I think I used the other one for the other project, YouTube Analytics, and we saw those. And then
and one thing, you know, we've heard we've talking a lot of smack on the U.S. government, but they did do something this week that I thought was pretty cool, and so I got to give them props for this. If you text READY to 20202, they have got a free AI readiness text course. It's like a 5-day primer on what generative AI is and how it's going to replace things. So they're at least making an effort. They're not putting their head in the sand on it. Like, this is going above and beyond what that is. But for anybody who is just getting their one toe in the water, it's definitely a nice resource to have.
Okay. So let me land another plane. So the idea is Perplexity is doing this stuff, and I'm just sitting back. Now, you don't have to pay the $200 a month like I'm doing. You could do this for $20 a month, Perplexity. And it's using 27 different models under the hood. And they have a companion called Comet. So this is a Google Chrome browser owned by Google. And if I click on the button, I've got, guess what? Perplexity right here. What models is it using? All the top models, including Sonnet 4.6 from Anthropic, Opus 4.6, Nematron, Gemini 3.1, and 24 others besides these. Those are the main ones. All right. So now I'm going to show you how you mix this all together. So first, YouTube video. So I'm going to go take a look right here. So this is the Chrome extension. Where do you find Chrome extensions? You see this little puzzle piece up here? Down at the bottom, these are all the ones that I have installed. And you see that I have Claude? Claude is a plugin to my browser. So I have not only off to the right here, my AI assistant Comet, right? But just by going there, where I can ask it anything you want and upload files and send stuff, connect to all of my Dropbox and Google Drive and everybody else on the planet, I can use it to take control over my screen, which I'll show you in a minute. All right. So that's cool. But what is awesome about this is, of all these tools, you can go down to the bottom, and there's the ones I'm going to show you. So I want to go in there and manage the extensions. And this is the extension store. Look at this. Adobe Acrobat, launch Google Drive, Bitly links, Adobe Content Authenticity, Google Docs Online, Claude, Cortex, Manus. I'm also a subscriber to Manus. This is one of my favorite ones, Print Friendly. Anyway, go in there, and I want you to take a look for a couple. And I'm going to start with Notebook LM. And I'm going to show you what this is, the one you want to get. It's YouTube. There it is. Okay. And when you install it, I have it installed, so that's good to go. When you come over to a YouTube video, so here's Peter Diamandis, right? Love him, love his stuff. If you take a look right here, you'll notice a button. In fact, I'm going to click on it, and it's going to say, create a new notebook. What is it going to do? In my case, I have the Pro plan, which is $20 a month for Google. That gives me 300 entries, so it will scrape the top 300. So what did I do? I then said, give me the most popular. So these are the really great ones that he's done. You can see how many there are, right? And right now, with one button click, I'm going to say, create me a new notebook. It's going to then scrape 300 of them, adding all of these sources. And you're looking at it ingesting the entire transcripts of all 300. And that's the maximum. So the top 300 videos that Peter Diamandis has appeared in is now my source material that I can question it and output all the things I want to do. Oh my God. That's it. All right. Step number 2. While that's cooking, I'm going to come back and demonstrate what you can do with this. And so each one coming in. So here he is talking to Sam Altman. Right there. I just clicked on it. I can go watch it myself. And it's already summarized it. And if I want to know stuff about industrial intelligence, right? Human job displacement. There you go. I click on that button. It goes through the transcripts. And now in the center section, Notebook LM is now doing a search in that video and all the other ones that have loaded up. And it's pretty quick because guess who owns YouTube? Yes, you got it right. Google. So now it's bringing all that in. So you have truth grounded on whatever they have said on their show, all 300 episodes. And now it's going to synthesize economic shifts. And as this is happening and taking its time, there we go already, right? And then I make enlarge the screen so you can read this a little bit. Landscape for so the dissemination of knowledge work, contrary to historical technical shifts, initially automated, manual, white collar, and knowledge work are the first to be disrupted. So there was no expectation it was going to be white collar work that would happen. They figured somebody else would be, right? And what was that in the video? This footnote takes you to the place where it was in the document. And there it is, the actual conversation that is a source of. So you've got receipts. Meat puppet gig economy. For those not building companies, a new dynamic emerge where humans work for AI. In this gig economy 3.0, autonomous AI agents hire humans, referred to somewhat dystopically as meat puppets, to act as their physical hands and eyes in the real world. Where was that? That was an episode right here. There they are talking about it. Who said that? In the book Accelerando, which they talk about in the show. So lobsters, that came from the folks from the show, right? So everything you've got, and then I'm just going to, for the fun of it, looks like it's done with 300. That's my, still going. So there's 300. While it's doing that, I'm going to come over here and make a mind map. Then I'm going to go back over and show you some other stuff. Some other things you might notice right here is brand new to Notebook LM is this little button right here. You see these prompts? These are prompts that I can say, use this style right here, copy it, go over here, make a slide deck, and I paste. How on earth did I just do that? It's now going to generate a slide deck. This is still not fully in, but it's going to take most of the information, which is enough. So it's going to take the corpus of information as it's coming in and create a slide deck. How the heck did I get that? And where did this thing come up where I can see the analytics? Where did this thing come up that says export? This is all the things you do. Look over here. Look at this one. This is insane. It's actually going to download all the markdown language that is the URLs of all of these. So you can take these 300 sources, download the markdown language of the URLs of each one, and then come over here and pop and create a new one. Oh my God. So what magic is that? What thing do you use to do that? Cortex Notebook LM. As I said at the top of the show, it's $50 for lifetime ownership. It's a plugin right here. And in fact, if you click on it, since it's a plugin of mine, I'm going to go take a look at manage my notebooks. This is a heads up display of every notebook I've ever done in this, my second account. My first one I tapped out at 300 notebooks. Okay. It has all the source information. So I can download, and there's 3,356 of them. The artifacts, this is the output. So this is the actual documents that PDFs, etc. And then I put them into collections. So merging notebooks together, I can take one notebook and I've only got 3 sources, so I've got 2 abracadabras. So show me what this one looks like. And I can take that abracadabra, merge it with this one, and it's combined the sources so that my 12 sources and my 27 sources come back together. Then I can go over to my prompts. I can create a new prompt here, and I can title it. I can put in commas. I can put in the prompt, save it once, use it again and again and again. And then I've got all these different tools and prompts. As if that's not the cool rock and sock'em robots thing that you want to take a look at, here's what I do with that. So this is this is just 3 different things I asked. Talk about AI alignment, the black box theory. And then I ask it to, by going up here and getting my prompt, here is the prompt that made the visuals you're about to see. So I could look here and I can see custom prompt. There it is. Russian constructivist, biblical Renaissance, Joel Peter Witkin. If you know any of these words, yeah, it's going to produce something really dystopian. Okay. So I can copy that. I can add it to my prompt list, or I can take a look at what it produced. So this is that information. Humanity is forging an artificial superintelligence, a god of silicon and steel, yet we remain terrifyingly blind to the anatomy of its soul. The imperative of AI alignment is no longer a software engineering puzzle. It is the existential challenge of imbuing a divine, untethered entity with the collective moral weight of human values before it wakes up. Now, and then it put a quote, because part of my thing that I did in the stylization of this is to ask for a quote. So the quote for this image, which I just read, is profound. I'm putting up an art exhibit with this as my subject. Giant prints, I'm going to upres them and build them. And it says, "For by art is created that great Leviathan, which is but an artificial man, though of greater stature and strength than the natural. For those protection it was intended." Thomas Hobbes. So that's one. Then the second one. "I collected the instruments of life around me, that I might infuse a spark of being into the lifeless thing that lay at my feet." Mary Shelley, author of Frankenstein, said that. The neural network's black box has been violently breached through the surgical application of the recursive feature machine RFM. Recursive making of itself. Investigators mapped the opaque algorithm Viscera. By training this algorithm on paired prompts, we isolate the exact patterns of neural activity that corresponds to distinct human concepts, turning the unknowable abyss into legible physical autonomy. So this one is so beautiful. I mean, 1,000 hours in Mid-Journey, even at 8.0, you wouldn't get this. This is based upon that short little prompt, which is a paragraph. And what I'm about to show you at the end of this is I'm going to give you all these prompts. I'm in the process of making a website. The website isn't working yet, but it's going to be a downloadable attached in the notes for this episode. So those watching right now, I'll be glad to send you in the Dropbox right away. In fact, Brandon, is there a chance you can go to our episode and share that document? It's the PDF that's in that folder. It's called the style thing. And put that
that's going to be on your Wix site. So,
oh, you're not in that one. You're in the other one. Oh, okay. All right. So, oh, no, it's in our AITV folder, which you share with.
Yes,
you share.
But I don't have any place to share it.
Oh, in the just copy and paste a link to it directly, and put it in the notes of the show. So we'll have it waiting for it. We can contact me at Rick the AI Guy, and I'll send you a copy. Anyway, it's going to be live as a website, so you'll get that right. So look at how beautiful this is. Man can do what he wills, but cannot will what he wills. That's interesting. Invisible tethers of machine mind have been isolated as concept vectors. With fewer than 500 training samples and less than a minute of GPU processing, we extract directional forces like anti-refusal or anti-deception. These vector acts as physical pulleys upon the network's weights. So this is existentially beautiful illustration of the exact concepts in a way and shape and form. The paperclip problem, wow, this is crazy, right? He touches a twig and it turns to gold. He touches a stone and it too turns to gold. That's the story of who? If you know the story about Midas he touched his daughter and she turned to gold because he asked for the dream from the machine to touch the wish. Everything he touched turned to gold. And there we are.
I had the Midas touch a few years ago. Everything I touched turned into a muffler. It wasn't the same thing.
Yeah, we got to have you right here, man, brother. Thank you so much for that little bit of levity. Two things fill the mind with ever new and increasing admiration and awe: the stray heavens above me and the moral law within me. Wow. I mean, this is like so that's Immanuel Kant. A rational nature. This is Marcus Aurelius. If you haven't read him, you got to. Few things I don't like about him. He's a little bit of an arrogant man trope, but here you go. Rational nature admits of nothing but what is serviceable to the rest of mankind. So he is born of service to others. He was a warrior. He was also a great thinker. And then if you want to go deep dive, check him out. The Leviathan's architecture must be suspended upon the RICE, RICE, scaffold to prevent catastrophic collapse. So what is RICE? Hey, take a look at this and you'll understand it. Its robustness ensures resilience against adversarial strikes. Interpretability illuminates the opaque decision-making viscera. That means you can see through what the black box is doing, right? So it's saying first, you want it to be robust like armor, and then second, you want to be transparent so you can see what's going on inside the guts of the black box. If you can't see that, then interpretability illuminates the opaque decision-making viscera. So why is it making these decisions, right? And then the ethical control is between the heart and the feather, and does it measure? So ethically anchors the mechanism strictly in the moral agency, inclusion, and societal trust of its human creators. So what does this mean? You want the black box to be transparent. You want to know what it's doing. If you don't, you are controlled by it, not the other way around. So you have to stand up and be Marcus Aurelius, born of responsibility. That's what Claude's Anthropic has done. When they stood up for the First Amendment and they had judges saying, it's insane what Pete Hegseth did. That's un-American. And we're striking that down as false.
Although
anyway,
I will say, Steve-O had I think wins the night. When you rule most of Europe, I think you probably think you have the right to be arrogant.
There you go. That's it. Yeah, right.
And
so there's more to it.
You know, this goes kind of on and on, but I know we want to land the plane here as we're coming up to the top of the hour.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, in fact, I think I can find. So this is what I did. So I had Perplexity create this for me. And this is the educator's guide. There's 80 visual styles. So what you just saw there is one of these styles, and they're in 6 categories. I'm going to be working this to 100. I'm going to have 10 categories so that the numbers kind of walk out. So you basically find this, and this is the PDF I'm giving to you. This will be also a website that you can go to. So you come here and you want a picture like this. You just copy this right here. That's your prompt. All right, copy it. Then you go over to your data. Let's see if I can find this one. And I'm going to come over here. Already we got it right. I'm going to go to my slide deck. I'm going to put this in there. And then we go, right? So we're going to wait that make. Remember I said earlier, we just went through and created this prompt? This is what came from the 300 sources that you saw earlier. Guess what else? Which ones of these sources are PDFs? Guess what gave me that? This little plugin right here, Cortex Notebook. Spend the $50.
And we've come full circle.
Yep, we're back at the beginning. So we go back into the data. So what does this look like? This is the prompt right here to show the prompt. This is that Russian constructivist one that I showed you earlier. And if we go take a look at the website, where did it go? Yo, right? And we can look at, there's 80 of these. And I'm getting it set up so you can just copy the prompt and then go over to Notebook LM. Then then you can go down to STEM. So if you're in the STEM sciences, here's stuff for science. And you can see that messed up here too. This is not a botanical field. That's what I'm fixing right now. It just somehow gave up.
Man, Rick.
Yeah, I'm a dangerous man with money in my pocket. And then if you're doing business, it goes down and do these. So you can see I still got a little bit of work to do, but I've got a PowerPoint presentation that's a PDF. That's 36 megabytes. Just send me an email and I'll send it to you. So the bottom line is you can take knowledge. You can put it through the ringer of figuring out how do I want to understand that knowledge. You can make an audio and video overview of any of this information for any of these things that you want to know. Healthcare, nursing, abracadabra. In fact, I think the last thing I want to, is this it? I'm not sure. Here we go. This is Abracadabra, my novel that I was talking about earlier. In fact, let me show you before I go into there, the Abracadabra principle. That's not the right one. Cadabra.
Man, when we take this show nationwide, Rick, the network's going to hate you because they're going to be screaming at me, go to break!
Go to break. Are we overtime?
We are right coming up right at the top of the hour.
Okay. So anyway, this is the story of Abracadabra visualized to be made. So I'm going to take the still images and have Perplexity put it through Higgsfield, put it through the script, and then create all of these. These are all of those children at the 5 corners of the earth, changing the world through their voice, bringing to life with their prompts. Abracadabra means I speak and I make. And then all of that is understood. And this will be the still frames that makes the movie. Like, go see Grok if you want to take a look at the episode where I did this. This is the real story. This is the time machine radio. This is what helped all of their parents remember. You remember the Japanese show? It was on the AI Salon. Again, shout out to AI Salon. One little thing that was said that dropped in my head, and I thought, my mom with Alzheimer's would love this machine because she would listen to every single day the music that played on this thing. And this is the beautiful place I want to leave you with. Imagine that my mom had a Wayback Machine like the Japanese have right now, that it would play if you just dialed back to 1940. And my mom would remember what it was like to dance to that music. And that's what these children vibe coded into existence by using abracadabra in the ancient language of Sanskrit, which is exactly, in fact, the Sanskrit idea is the world is born by a woman speaking it into existence. Where are we? We are speaking into existence by talking to the AI, whatever we can manifest in our dreams. I just made this image you see that will be a major motion picture, I guarantee it, and a book, and a comic book, and a whole theory of how do I change the world as a young kid? How do I use the knowledge of my grandparents to fall in love with my community, my ancestors? How do I pass that forward 7 generations in the future? Imagine a world if we could speak into existence a more beautiful, peaceful, inclusive world where our problems are like rain dripping down our cheeks as we smile and giggle and we share community and love with each other. Once again, namaste to all you beautiful people, to the heart and the soul and the hope that AI will be used as a machine of love and grace that Dario Amodei and Anthropic asked us and promised us it would become. So you need to stand up and you need to support those people with your dollars. Buy a subscription to Anthropic. Buy a subscription to Google, DeepMind especially. Make sure you're supporting and putting your money where tomorrow that's not promised today, tomorrow that's never promised, that you understand you live in a world where the only currency there ever was time. And the only way to get more time is to give love unconditionally. And the only way, not through money, not through a bigger, faster car, to do anything in life has always been to speak with your actions and to speak with your voice, with your community in concert, in harmony together with the planets and the animals who have no voice. Good night, everybody. Namaste to you all. AI Starship. Good night. Good night.
Ask not what I can do for you, but what you can do with AI. With a dangerous people who get stuff done. And show you can too. Imagine a beautiful world. With you, we can make it come true.